I get to get back on YouTube. I'm so excited. This is like my national debut. And in 3, thank you God for the courage to do this again. Thank you God for giving me strength again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you are watching the Book of Brooke. For the past 2 months, can I tell you, to be quite honest, I've been suffering with depression lately. It's been a really hard time. I really had a very serious conversation with God the other day, and I'm like, I am very tired of this place that I'm in, and I need some help, quite frankly. As mentioned at the end of my last video, I said I wanted to do a get to know me, and I just jumped right into it. So it's kind of like, hold on, you can't just give it to them dry like that. You know what I mean? Put a little bit of sauce on it. So I Googled some questions. Okay, boom. First question is, where did you grow up? Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the hood, bitch. The ghetto. Not to mention, I upgraded my ring from the last time we talked.
Make it rain with about anything.
Okay. Anyway, where do you currently live? I love LA. Like, love it. I've just got to come up with a minimum of $1 million. Not even $1 million. I would say closer to upper $500,000 because I need to buy a house. That is like a really serious goal that I have for myself and for my life. How tall are you is the next question. I believe I'm like 5'3". I'm very envious of like taller people. Have you gone to college? Yes. I went to St. John's University in New York. At that time, I was chasing a very serious dream, darling, of working for E-News. Let me just give you a quick backstory. When I was in the 1st grade, I had a teacher. Her name was Tisha Waller. She has guided me literally from the 1st grade until now. My parents like moved me from one academy and they put me in Winbrook Elementary School, and Miss Waller was my teacher. She like looked at me and she was like, Brooke, one day you're gonna be a millionaire. In that moment as a 1st grader, what that did for me was it really unlocked the canvas of my imagination, and it allowed me to begin to dream and visualize for my life. Those words that she spoke over my life, I received them. I really did. And I was like, okay, a millionaire. Wow. I was like, if I'm gonna be a millionaire, I've got to move to Hollywood and I've got to become an actress. So I went through like 1st through 5th grade telling everyone that I was going to be a millionaire and I was going to move to Hollywood one day and I was going to be this really big actress because my teacher told me so. The real intention behind that was God teaching me the importance of dreaming and just visualizing. This life is such a temporary moment. I really believe that God uses people to unlock a thing that God has already prepared for you that hasn't happened yet on earth. Now, I know why I said this story. I went through my life wanting to be an actress, but very quickly, it was just that wasn't like a thing that could really be done at that time to really pursue. Do you want to be like a doctor or a teacher or a nurse? And that's why I really want to have a school later down the line of the arts to really encourage acting, writing, directing, producing, things that aren't really seen as careers, but first I've got to make it a career myself. I was like, okay, what I'll do is I'll be a reporter and I'll interview the actors and the actresses in Hollywood. And what was hot on the scene, baby, was E-News. This is when Juliana Rancic and I think it was Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, Ryan Seacrest, they were hosting E-News. Exclusives, red carpets, movie premieres, all type of really cool things that I was obsessed with. When I tell you, like, my childhood pop culture, entertainment pop culture, I lived, breathed, and everything that came out of my pores was entertainment and pop culture. When I got into high school, there was this thing called The Deck at my high school, and it was for reporting, writing, directing, producing, and on-air talent. So I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This will prepare me for my career to be on air at E-News. Like, I wanted to be reporting live for E-News. I'm Brooke Pearson on the red carpet. So I was like, okay, I want to go to New York. This is the big city of dreams. When I got to St. John's, I was like, I went to the career office and I'm like, hey, like, I'm a freshman. I need an internship and I really want to intern at E. So who can help me do that? And they were like, oh, sweetie, internships are for juniors or seniors. Like, you've got to wait. First day on campus, I literally emailed, hi, my name is Brooke Pearson. I'm an entertainment journalist. I attend St. John's University. I'm a freshman. I'm looking for an internship. One person emailed me back. Her name was Kenya Thomas. She was the producer of the Skinny NYC.
This is Brooke Pearson.
I'm Brooke Pearson. have an exclusive interview. Hit us up on Twitter at The Skinny NYC and let us know what you think. I'm Brooke Pearson. I'm Brooke Pearson. Straight from the Brook. This is The Skinny NYC and I'm Brooke Pearson. It was just like a really, really, really cool experience. So after that, I'm like, okay, I still gotta get to E. Another opportunity comes up, this program called the Ween Academy. Audition for that, meet a bunch of cool people. Next thing is the Wendy Williams show.
She's an icon.
Being able to intern there, to be able to go on the show.
This is Empire.
That was really sick. I remember just being so prayerful, believing in myself, the things that I believed could happen for me. And an opportunity came up to where I finally made my way to get an interview for E! News to intern. And I just couldn't, but I still can't even believe now that happened for me. The first time that I had the interview there, I was studying abroad in Rome. So it was like over the phone. The first time I didn't get the job. My faith was so crazy then that I was like, God, thank you so much for the opportunity to even talk to the people that worked at E! News. Let me tell you how God works. I had an interview for another internship. So in the interview, the lady was like, you know, I don't think you're best fit for this position, but where I think you would fit, E! News. And I actually have a friend that works there and I'm gonna connect you with her. I interview, some time goes past. I was like networking my off when I was in New York. I end up interviewing again for a second time in New York, the New York Bureau. It was like a moment that I had waited for my whole life. For the whole semester, I was the only intern in the office, which gave me a great advantage because I got to go on every single red carpet. I got to do all of the research for everything. I'm staying here for a moment because this is a big part of my story, but I'm gonna keep going, so just stick with me. From there, I had talked to someone that was in the LA office and they were looking for a summer intern. I interviewed for the position and I got it. So like that semester, I interned in the New York office, right? That summer, I went to LA to intern in the LA office. So just imagine like how I felt. It was like, think about a kid always wanted to go to the NBA and then they go to the NBA. That was like the dream. The most beautiful experience being there and just like seeing all the people that I used to watch on TV, always wanting to be in their position. Come take a picture here in front of this because you're gonna be an anchor one day. And then from there, because I was like so adamant to just intern, that really caught the eye of one of the guidance counselors at St. John's. Then she was like, well, I think you should actually come and speak for Acceptance Students Day. So now I'm really going somewhere with this story. I become the student speaker for St. John's for Acceptance Students Day in Carneseca in front of 10,000 people, allowing everything else to follow. I'm like, I'm doing it. To this day, I have never seen my parents more proud of me than when I was in college.
To this day!
When I was done talking and I came off the stage, there was a line, no cap, all wanted to work for E! News to learn more about my experience. And then that caught the eye of Bobby Gimpasong, the president, of St. John's University, okay? His people hit me and basically they kicked it to me like, we want you to be the speaker for the board of trustees. Just about my college experience. I was like on this like high, dreaming my freaking life away. Waking up at 4 a.m. every morning, listening to TD Jakes, praying to God. You can obtain your dreams. You can get whatever your heart desires. Senior year, I was just like, okay, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I tried to get into law school. I could not get into law school. It's time for a new level. It's time for new dreams. Let's take this to a new height. Anyway, fast forward, I end up going to work in a corporate space that, you know, I was just exposed to a lot and I saw a lot, especially as a Black woman. It literally felt like a heartbreak, but I really had to come to the realization, number one, I don't like pop culture anymore. I don't like entertainment news anymore. It was like I was still chasing like this dream of like wanting to be a reporter, but like I just didn't like it. I didn't like the monotony of corporate structure. I didn't like a lot of there's a lot. I think if you're a Black woman that works in a corporate space, you know exactly. So I was like on that super high and that's where my depression started. I was super depressed for a while. I had a degree in journalism. So I'm like, oh, holy, what am I even supposed to do with my life? Fast forward again, another opportunity presents itself where I can go be an assistant to an artist. That was a real cool opportunity in the sense of being in a different state every day, working in a super fast pace. It was like going from the corporate structure, which I freaking hated. It was like quite the contrary, but then that became very chaotic. I had to then ask myself another question, like, what do you want to do? What's the plan? There are a lot of people that are willing to do anything. So you've got to gotta really be stern in your morale and your belief in God and your integrity. Make really good decisions on this quest to whatever it is that you believe. It's like you search for this truth, you search for this meaning, you search for this understanding of like, what am I supposed to do here? And it's like, while you're on that quest, I'm like talking to myself of like, just make sure you remain firm in your moral grounds and your moral standard. Abide by a moral compass and don't just do anything or be a part of anything because you feel like it'll get you somewhere, because it won't. So I was kind of like losing myself. Then I found myself in the deepest, darkest, lowest place that I've ever been in my life. Ever. It was tough. So I guess this video could be more about my journey in LA. It was really, really tough for me because I had felt like I probably should have went to law school, but good enough. I was making so much money. So I was like rich as I was spending my money like aimlessly because I had no financial literacy at that time. So I had enough money to like be depressed for 3 months and like be fine. But then I had to very quickly get up and like figure something out. Like, girl, like you have to come up with something quick. I'm like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, Brooke, somebody spoke that over me, child. You're gonna go tell your parents you want to be an actress. Well, good luck to you. 3 months straight, I'm just like waking up every morning. I'm like, nothing's working for me. I made a really big mistake. I'm here all alone. I don't have to know people to be in a place. I'm the real definition of solo dolo. But it didn't help that I didn't have anybody to lean on. Fast forward, it was one night. I was so sad. I was in my bed crying spiritually out to God. Boom, just like that, the new dimension entered. I was no longer lost. Like literally, I tapped into a new dimension of my life. Like my soul literally ascended to the new level in which God had prepared for me so beautifully. God said to me, first things first, the reason why you remain in this state of depression, every single day that you wake up, you speak darkness, you speak death, anxiety, failure, inadequacy. You continuously speak all of these things over your life. You expect a life of abundance where you can go out and dream and believe in the impossible, but you have no faith in yourself or me. That's your first problem. Your second problem, you've got to change your language. You don't understand the spiritual authority that I've given you. Look how quickly you forgot who you are based off of an earthly circumstance. When have you ever operated through the earthly realm? And this is God literally just like downloading into my spirit. And then God said, let me teach you about spiritual authority. The way you speak to yourself, the way you speak to other people. I mean, like God broke me down to the ground from number one, you've got to see who you are as a person. You're not as good as a person that you think you are. You've got to push your soul a little bit further. I had a little bit of narcissism and ego. You cannot receive the abundance that I have promised you if you wake up every morning and speak depression over your life. I needed that moment more than ever. It was dark clouds on me, but it was perfect for me. Elevated my senses to go into the spiritual realm and to dream and to visualize things with the Holy Spirit. After that, I got my life together. My mentor from New York, from Wing, hit me up. Judge Lauren Lake.
You said you believe
is looking for an assistant. And I think you'd be perfect for the position. Are you currently looking for a job? Actually, I am. That was like the next step into the greater that I was like so desperately praying for. The best job that I've had yet in LA. Lauren really became like a second mom to me. Like any second that Lauren had, she would just pour and just be like, dream bigger. Then Corona hit. Everything just stopped for a year. When I got COVID in November, I called my mom and I was like, Mom! Mom! I was just really scared. After 2 weeks, my smell did not come back. My taste like slowly started to come back, but my smell just didn't come back. 2 weeks turned into 2 months. And I'm like, very strange. I'm not able to smell. I literally go to any doctor that you can think of. Then once again, boom, just like that. Honestly, depression really like wants me. And that's why I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Hello. Mind you, this whole story came from have you going to college. Back into a state of depression. I was like, okay, God, first, I don't want to live my life without smell. I need to be able to smell my child. I need to be able to smell my breath. That's going to be a really big problem. I talk so much. Jesus. What's your favorite pastime? Imagination is nothing but the spiritual realm. God will speak to you so many ways if you just like open up your spirit. What is your favorite drink? I really am into sweet tea, but I'm not drinking that anymore. I did a 3-day fast, all liquid. First time I've ever completed a fast in my life. Glory be to God, child. I'm really taking on this new life of health. This temple is not ready to bear a child. This body is so ghetto, filled with like donuts and cookies and ice cream. You're wearing perfume. What scent is it? Got a collection of perfumes I always smell. What are your life goals? Acting, I really want to write comedy, and I want to go into animation voiceover stuff. I want to give you the most provocative sketch with the sickest writers. My humor is as sick as can be. I'm a Christian woman. I have Christian beliefs, but the things that I think in my mind, we need another forum, but there are new forums where, can I tell you? Oh my God. Dave. Hi, I'm Dave. Little Dicky. Is anybody watching Little Dicky? Dave. Now we're talking. Swear to God, put me in a writer's room like that. I will go nuts. Watch. I'm gonna be a mom. I already saw my kids. I'm gonna have 2 kids. New goals will come because every time you elevate, God will elevate your senses and allow you to dream bigger. What sports do you play? So I was a cheerleader my whole life, competitively and in high school. I played lacrosse. I ran track for like a day. Way too much work. I don't like running. Any books have you read? I'm reading right now. It is written. Ask and it is given. This book is changing my life. A really great book that really taps into the spiritual realm that I was talking about, and how this is such a spiritual life. And it's one thing I forgot to mention. When I had COVID, I started to think about death all the time. It was plaguing my mind, and I literally was like, God, is this like the only thing I can think about because I'm about to die? And God literally said to me, that reminder is so you recognize that you don't have forever to live out your dream or follow this thing that you believe. Don't forget who you are. Dream again. Your thoughts are so powerful. I'll share one more story with you in alignment that this book is really helping me with. When I was in Atlanta, I went to the High Museum with 2 of my homeboys from high school. We get to the 4th floor. Something in my head, a voice speaks to me and says, Umi is here. Umi is my old friend from when I was in high school. We were like this. I'm like, okay. Literally, my homeboy's like, let's go downstairs. There's a band and I want to listen to them play. My head goes, I don't want to listen to that band play. I say nothing. I say okay, because I don't want to be the difficult person that's like, oh, I don't want to go. Because my other homeboy wanted to go too. We go downstairs, are walking. Mind you, this whole museum is filled with people. As we were going outside, literally, Umi walks through the door. God spoke to me really quickly in that moment. When you hear things like that in your head, don't reject the notion. Accept whatever it is that you hear. I'm gonna guide you and tell you what's going on, even on a minor scale. And when I saw her, I was like, I literally knew you were here. Like something just told me you were here. I heard Mike Todd say one time, God's way of staying anonymous is through coincidences. And coincidentally, we went through the door at the same time. Another thing, I was in the car with my cousin going to Pond City Market. My other cousin was placed on my spirit in my head. Rafi, his wife Kiki, his daughter Tutti Frutti. I asked my cousin, you talked to Rafi, Kiki, or Tutti Frutti? She was like, no, I haven't talked to them. I haven't seen them. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We get to Pond City Market. The second we walk in, guess who it is? Rafi, Kiki, and Tutti Frutti. I don't even know if that was the question. Let's hope. Who are your favorite YouTubers? I love Heather and Terrell. I like Kelly Stamps. I'm gonna do a video one day like acting like Kelly Stamps for a day. And I got a character that acts like her too. And that's gonna be the character that's gonna get me on SNL and any type of sketch show. She's my friend. And then I like Emma Chamberlain. Are you single or taken? That's why I wear this ring, because it means I'm married. What is your idea of your dream date? My dream date would be meet me at a parking lot. You come to my window and then just talk to me through my car door. I will never get dressed and go to a restaurant and go to dinner. My anxiety will not allow me to do that. I have a friend named he goes on like 10 to 15 dates a month with a different girl every weekend. Not trying to throw you under, but I just am so curious as to how you do that. What is your go-to hairstyle? This. What is your go-to fast food order? I really like Chipotle. Is Chipotle considered fast food? I would say yeah. Do you have any bad habits? Yes. I have one. I really like to I don't eat it, but I like to chew on paper towels. When I was younger, I developed this habit where I used to dip a sheet of paper towel in a piece of water and I would chew it, and it would provide me a lot of comfort because I used to pretend like it was medicine. And that's just like a thing that I do that kind of keeps me close to my childhood. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Haagen-Dazs girl. Chocolate chip, Java chip, vanilla chip, coffee, vanilla bean. Talenti got a caramel cookie crunch. But I'm not eating ice cream anymore. Who is your celebrity crush? Can I tell you a story about this? When Bentley was a baby, I had to go find him a cage. My first thought was, I am not putting my dog in a cage. My dog is not an animal. He will not be locked up. I go to Ross. I'm just looking like whatever. I'm walking down the aisle, and at the corner of my eye, I see, number one, I see height in my peripheral. Something in my head say, turn your head, sis. When I say chocolate, honestly, I'm not being dramatic. I would have walked down that aisle, baby. Trust me. I don't have that type of confidence when it comes to like men. And let me say how God works. I go to check out. Pearly gates of heaven opened up for you, girl. I hear this voice, this real deep voice. Lo and behold, it's this man. And I was like, I guess you could say that was my real first crush because I really had a crush on him. What is your favorite personal item? Do not tell my parents I'm showing you this if you're related to me. Someone randomly sent this to me and it was by God. I could get in so much trouble for showing this, but I'm gonna show it anyway. Can you see? Me and my mom are literally twins. I don't even know who sent this to me. A random person sent this to me in the mail. What you should know is that my parents got a divorce when I was like 1 year old, and it helped me see like me. I would be nowhere and nothing without them. Thank you so much for watching my Get to Know Me. Make sure you stay tuned for more exclusive content on the book of Brooke. I have 2 more videos to shoot and I've got to go shoot 5 TikToks. Thank you for watching. See you next time on the book of Brooke. I've been looking for my friend for 4 years and he just DM'd me on Facebook. Oh my God, 14 hours ago. I've been looking for you for 4 years. Send.